check the countdown again.
All right. Do it again.
Let's do it again.
Go!
Go.
How about that?
Yeah, this is being played on PlayStation 4. Both players are on PlayStation 4. OCM is on PlayStation 4 Pro, which makes only a little bit difference. He has more consistent frame times and frame rates, but that's about it.
Yeah, so you can tell him what the deal with the frame rate is, with the knife damage.
Leon,
Strafe.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
can hear.
What about the knife damage? Oh yeah,
How
the
it's
frame
tied in
rate.
with
Oh
the
yeah.
FPS.
Yeah, alright. In this game, I think it's in most Resident Evil games it's the same. Like the knife is always 60 FPS. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not
sure.
really. Yeah,
This
I
is my
don't really.
first RE speedrun game.
Yeah, I don't really know that, but I've heard something like that in the RE streams, and in this game specifically. The reason why I said this is being played on PlayStation 4 is because both like the PlayStation 4 version runs 60 FPS period. On the base model, it doesn't keep up to 60 FPS sometimes. On the PlayStation Pro, you can either decide higher resolution or consistent frame rate. And speedrunners obviously go for consistent frame rates.
Yeah.
And yeah, every time you slash an enemy, you can hit him multiple times depending on your FPS. So that way, if your PC players have two categories, 60 FPS and 120 FPS, and on 120 FPS, with one slice, you basically attack him like 4 times in a sense because of your frame rate is extremely high. That way,
Yes.
PC runners have a extremely advantage over console players because the enemies take way shorter than usual.
Yeah, so you'll see, like, in almost all my fights, actually, yeah, in every single one of my fights with Birkin, I'll be using a knife. So, like, having a pro, if you're going to do console, having a pro could probably save you at least 10 seconds on G1. And that's like a ridiculous amount of time if you're going for, like, world record times or even PBs.
Yep, the knife is gonna be extremely important, and the route is calculated, and the runners pick up X amount of knives
All
just
right.
to
So
be
coming
sure.
up here, yeah, I got you. Things go quick on here. So coming up, I'm going to get damaged by the liquor on purpose, and the reason that I do this is because Claire moves just a tidbit faster in her caution state rather than fine. So us being speedrunners, of course, we want her in caution if we want the shortest time possible. So what I do is kind of a maneuver of I point the camera down. That way the liquor will always do the forward slash, and then I turn to the left just a tidbit, and it should push me forward rather than push me back. And as you can see, I pulled it off, so it's very nice to get that done in the right manner.
Yep.
Right now, you'll see, like, I don't just pick things up with some of these things. Like, I'll sort them out into inventory just so they'll be better sorted through the rest of the game. Inventory management is ridiculously beneficial. Yeah, beneficial in this game, believe it or not. Every second counts. But yeah. So like that's a little bit of info on the what I was just talking about. Trying to commentate.
Yep, on the animation, like Claire's animation is faster. Yeah. This is not like this is only for Claire. It's not, unfortunately, Leon doesn't have this feature. So you can see two different methods. Snake actually made it a little bit earlier, the caution animation, and he already has a plan to always stay in caution mode. And yeah, in Resident Evil games you can shoot the head. On normal difficulty they always stun with one shot to the head. And on hardcore it's not that case, but you also can go for the legs and make them stun. So you can get past the zombies. OCM is having some difficulties, but so is
What in
Snakes.
the heck?
It's really, this game is RNG dependent,
Oh yeah.
especially if you don't reset. Like, you can get some consistent enemy positions that you want for the speedrun, but sometimes the RNG will be extremely heavily.
Yeah. So
It
right
will
off the
heavily
bat,
influence.
this is not going to be a PB for me today.
Yep.
Like wow.
Also, what OCM is right now doing is he's going out of the room. That way the bookshelf is not gonna cover the door, and that way he's saving around 7-8 seconds because he
Oh
has
yeah.
to make that bookshelf stand up again, and the
Yeah.
animation takes longer than usual.
Yeah.
And for
Normally
this
the
part,
book. Yeah.
yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I was just going to elaborate that normally when if you do not go out the door or in front of the bookshelf, it'll just fall over and block the door. So then you got to
Yeah.
deal with liquors on top of. Oh, man, are we about to
Mr.
get a
X,
reset
yeah,
here?
don't you die on me.
I guess I can
Play it
try
safe.
not to.
Yeah, just wait for by the door. But yeah, this
Gee.
part is where they collect the medallions and some knives for the upcoming Birkin 1 fight. Claire B is a lot faster than Claire A. Like, the B scenarios overall are faster when it comes to collecting the medallions because you're instantly in the police area. You're outside in the backyard or front yard. It's actually front yard. And then, yeah, your goal is to collect the medallions and go put them under a statue to get into an underground tunnel. But yeah, this
Such a
OCM
time
is,
loss.
yeah, OCM is trying to grab health items so he gets back to caution mode. In danger mode, you actually lose time compared to normal because in danger, her animation and Leon's animation is slower than normal. Uh, if you completely perfectly fine health-wise. So
Yeah.
OCM already placed all the medallions and is going for the first boss fight in the game. Go ahead,
Yes.
OCM.
So with this boss fight, this is where the frame rate really comes in handy. If you have the 120 FPS for PC, but running on the Pro, like I said, this will take. You said Spider's running on standard, right?
Yeah,
So, so if he executes like perfect slashes, which we try to do, he's probably gonna have to slash him about what is it, 46 times, and mine at the max should only be about 38, but I should be able to get 34. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
oh yeah,
12, 13, 14.
he's also slashing the whole body when he's attacking Birkin. If you pay pay attention, he's slashing the both legs and arm with one slash. And with a consistent frame rate of 60, he needs
There you go.
less slashes to
Yeah.
beat him.
So
And he's also starting
yeah, to avoid getting grabbed. But I can usually get 34 on a very good knife fight, but that one was a 36, which isn't bad either. But of course, this run's been trying pretty hard already. Oh my gosh. So the RNG, let's talk RNG a little bit if you want to, because there's not really anything coming up other than the liquors in the kennel. And all that
yeah,
is just simple dodges. The RNG is pretty random for mostly just the zombies, wouldn't you say? Like sometimes the liquors, but more so the dogs and the zombies and things like the enemies. Mr. X is pretty predictable once you get down a pace.
yeah. Mr. X is pretty much consistent since he actually doesn't respawn outside. If he goes into another area, if you guys go and go up to YouTube and watch a video about Mr. X and how he's behaving, you can actually see that he goes from room to room. He actually doesn't respawn, like despawn and
Yeah.
respawn on behind you or any time of time. Like
So
he
coming
can
up right
hear through doors, etc.
All I was just gonna say, coming up right here, the best thing you can do for lickers, always, whether you're going towards them or going away from them, is face the camera to them. I don't know what it is about this game, but if you face the camera away from them, they will be like magicians and just transport right to where you're at in such a fast manner. But for some reason, I think I've heard people coin the term, you know, them being shy. Them being shy or whatnot. If you face the camera to them, they're really not as aggressive as they would be with it away.
Yeah.
And this guy's just being aggressive. Ooh.
Yeah.
And right here, I'm going to turn around and face the wall and then start to run again. This way, I don't know what it does, but it tricks that licker into doing, one, he slashes at me, and two, for some reason, he just misses. I don't know why that is, but...
I actually heard an explanation why that so is because you're aiming or drawing out the knife. I've seen people do it with the knife or with the aiming. That way, Claire just goes down a little bit, and that pixel is enough that the licker misses you. That way, that's why you're going with the back and just aim with the knife. With the knife, you go even lower. I didn't know about the gun, but Claire does the same. She goes down a little bit, and in the Claire part, like Claire is mostly lickers. She's gonna be dealing with lickers, and Leon A or B is gonna deal with dogs in that specific area. And Solid Snake is done with Birkin now, and is just gonna deal with the lickers as well right now.
Good luck on that. Hopefully it goes well.
Yeah. I mean, that area is hard,
but
not
really
that hard.
Yeah, like everything. Let me go ahead and say this. This game is an easy speed run. Now let me go ahead and say this. This game is not an easy speed run.
Yeah.
Now come play the game and figure out what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Which
it is a easy speedrun to pick up, but if you go into details and speedrun and RNG dependent, it gets tricky. And especially with the liquor part in Claire, the entrance into the room is extremely important. If you just have one misstep, you will actually get what Snake got, and that is...
You got hit?
The liquor is gonna hit you, the second liquor. If you don't perfectly enter the room in a smooth manner, you will not have the speed. With the caution mode, obviously, you have to be in caution. You will not have the opportunity to dodge that second zombie. The second liquor.
Yep. A lot of things on here has to do with speed, and that's coming up to
yeah, and with
where
movement.
I'm coming up to. Yeah. Definitely movement. You don't want to get hung up on any corners. So like when you see what I'm doing, I think I got hung up a couple of times now, but for the most part, it's like taking these corners the way I'm doing. This is not what usually I see most runners do. Most runners do a sharp turn, and I don't do
the 90-degree turn. Yeah.
And the reason they do the sharp turn is because if you mess up just this camera turn that I like to do just a little bit, she'll do a stopping motion, a stop-go thing, where she just stops running completely, changes her direction, and then starts running the other way. And, but I always thought like this was faster than just turning the camera around, if not just as fast. I don't know, it's just what I got comfortable to. But this hallway coming up, speaking of the speed, you want to be super fast here. Wow, you're in a lovely spot. A lovely spot. So it's not going to work. So what I needed to do was get this done without... Actually, what I needed to do was not come in this hallway at all.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what I needed.
Leon B too much. I was going to say, I was just listening what you were saying, and then before, when you actually stabbed the zombie, I was like, wait a second, this is Leon B route. Where is he going?
Oh my gosh.
You've been playing Leon B a little bit too
Cut me
much
some
there.
slack. I play like all the categories all at once. It's terrible.
Leon B, that hallway that decides your speed run. You can pretty much say that, I think. That hallway is the most annoying area, one of the most annoying areas for Leon B at least.
Oh, I really pegged this one. At least Mr. X is just confused. Even Mr. X.
Yeah, because you went a different route.
He's like, where the hell are you
differently.
going? He's like, where in the hell is Claire going? Now she knows she
Yeah.
doesn't go down there.
He's like, this guy doesn't know how to speedrun. I'm out this.
Absolutely.
I'm out. I'm going home. Back to Umbrella Corporation.
So this might actually present a problem for me because this extra key I got in my inventory now. Because I was supposed to get rid of the club key coming over the top. I don't know why I went down the ladder, just other than like muscle memory taking over with commentary.
Club key? You mean the diamond key?
No, the club key we discard because we
You
unlock
don't
all the
have
doors.
the club key with
Or
Claire.
the spade key, I'm sorry.
Spade key.
Right.
The diamond key, the spade key, whatever it is blue. And when something is blue, I always identify it as diamond.
That's the blue key. It's all good.
And pretty much, Claire is just now we are doing grabbing the mechanical parts to open an area where we can get the car key for the parking lot we went early on, where the liquors are, like where the area is heavily liquors dependent. And now he's just trying to get the second part. And Spider is actually at Mr. X now, at the chopper scene. This is actually completely scripted. Oh, he got unlucky.
He got
Mr.
hit.
X just, yeah.
I don't think he does
him
the
and
dodge
threw it.
that. I don't think he does.
No,
the
he's
dodge
shooting
that
the
I-
head to stun him and get away with
Ooh.
it. He
That's risky.
is actually going downstairs as well. I
worked.
think he played Leon too much as well.
Yeah.
You guys are
So-
supposed to use the spade key above, like the
Yep.
second floor of the
Mhm.
east wing, and then use it again on the yeah.
Absolutely,
not
you're
in the
right.
basement, yeah.
And we were supposed to be able to discard the key once we go down into the.
Yeah. Once the key is completely
office.
used, like when the key or the object doesn't have any use anymore, it's gonna get checked, and once it's checked, you can delete it or discard it. Actually, at the right term, and that way you can, like OCM earlier said, this game is like when it comes to inventory management, it's extremely important that you pay attention to those things, because you do not have that much room in the beginning. You also you try to grab some backpack advancements, and Spider actually got thrown second time. He is in danger mode. He needs
Is he? What's going
a
on?
healing. He is currently going up third floor. He just used a knife. I think that knife is extremely important. But yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
OCM is already at Shelly. What was her name again?
Sherry.
Sherry, not Sherry.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Sherry is William Birkin's daughter, not her father.
Not her father? Too bad, man. I thought she was her father.
Yeah,
Or
she
his
was
father.
her own father.
Yeah.
Sherry is William Birkin's daughter.
Father.
And
yeah, but
William Birkin is the guy we fought in these what would you call that? Under the platforms, the first boss fight. So
Yeah.
he's the main boss in the game.
under the
and-
police station, in the power
Yeah.
station. The area is generally called power station.
Yeah, so the main story is, Birkin invents the G virus, the advanced version of the T virus and whatnot, and of course, special forces
People
try to
want
take,
it.
they want it for themselves, and then he dies, but at the same time he injects himself with his own G virus, and therefore this is what we got now. And also the whole zombie
That must
outbreak
be the door out of here.
being within Raccoon City being because of the G virus and not the T virus. T virus was in the outskirts of Raccoon City.
Yeah, I mean the G virus, the example got destroyed, and rats started to eat that, or
Yeah. So the viruses
it
were
and-
carried over through the rats in the sewers.
Yep.
And you'll see the sewers coming up after this Sherry segment, after you rescue her. we'll be going to the sewers, and you'll see all sorts of nasty stuff, like overgrown turds and stuff. G-adults. They look like overgrown, like, I don't know, just sewer waste.
You stupid bitch, that's
Well, this part is pretty much chill. For Leon, you actually get to play with Ada, and you have to do a couple of stuff, which can be annoying at sometimes. On hardcore, at least. On normal, it's not that much, but Snake is heading the same way now. He is in caution mode, which is excellent. He managed to get away with
it's
it.
all over now. Doors locked.
Yeah.
So what kind of problems was do you think was happening
Where
with
are
him?
you?
Like,
Show yourself.
was it just
I know you're in here.
poor execution or
The longer it takes me
RNG
to
from the
find
game?
you, the worse it's gonna be.
It's a little bit both, but you know that yourself that you grinded this game and you are currently the world record holder. Like, you have so much more experience compared to him.
Well, of
And
course,
he actually doesn't run Claire B.
No, he runs Leon.
He
A, I
actually,
believe.
yeah, he ran Claire A for a little bit.
But he definitely
But-
volunteered and he buckled down and did some learning on it before coming to this. And
Yeah,
I told
it's
him,
always
we
good.
could run Leon A, but I think he was wanting to run this, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I just mentioned it, and he was okay with it. But like, yeah, I mean, this is probably the hardest run of all of them, whether it's standard or hardcore. I feel like it would still just be the hardest category for a speed run in this game. And the reason for that is because I don't know what it is, but Capcom's like, you know what? We're just going to throw all the monsters at Claire all at once. And we're going to put extra monsters on the screen for her, too. And for some reason, I don't know why they thought the weakest player in the game, because I think it's still like the original, right? She is weaker than Leon. Leon can take more hits. I don't know. Probably not.
No, that's not in place, but she does have more weapons than Leon.
Okay.
And in her caution mode, she runs faster because she's a little bit lighter than Leon is. And Leon has armor, so he can take more hits than Claire.
Yeah. And it was like
Because,
that in the
like,
original, too.
Yeah. They turned it down by a little bit, but not completely. Like, the things are still in place,
a thing,
like
or
you
is
said.
it not a thing?
Yeah, it's
Like,
still a
Leon
thing
take more?
because like Leon has armor, the police armor, etc. He can take more hits. And Claire, on the other hand, has so much more when it comes to guns.
Yeah.
Like, she has like an extra pistol you can find, Uzi, shot the flame gun. What is it called again? I
Grenade
haven't
launcher?
seen that. Yeah, the
Or the
grenade
flamethrower?
launcher. The grenade launcher.
Yeah. We won't
She
be
has the
picking that
grenade
up.
launcher. Yeah, actually, that's why Claire is one of the hardest. Like, Claire B is probably the hardest mode to run, like OCM said, just because like the flamethrower is so good for Leon B and Leon A.
It
In
is.
fact,
Like, for the flamethrower is definitely the substitute for the knife damage on Leon A and B. I'm not sure if, you know, we just haven't optimized enough to be like, okay, well, we can use the knife and it is better, but like, I know that G2 is set on a timer and damage base. And what I mean by timer is you have to call the crate, which we're about to hit up here soon after the sewers. So I might as well just wait until we get there. But there's the game, you know, it is a simple run, but at the same time, when you go and you realize what you're doing and why you're doing it, just like probably with any speed run, it's actually pretty technical.
Yeah.
But it's not the most technical game I've played. It's about as simple as what you see. Go from point A to point B in the fastest time, and like all speed runs, and like don't mess up.
Yep, and it has a little details here and there why you cannot, why you should not, well, do the mistakes, you know.
Yeah, so like I think like getting bit by a zombie is like getting grabbed by a zombie in a standing position and getting bit. I think is like 7 seconds, and God knows how long it is if you get bit by a big zombie that takes you to the ground. I can only imagine how much time that is. Maybe 10 seconds, if even. I'm not sure, but like it's like stuff like that, and then like that's not even the stuff that kills your runs, because once you get down to that, then it comes down to what you're doing with your inventory and your items and stuff, and how fast you can get to your items to use them and all that stuff. And it's just, there's actually things that I do that I don't think I'm going to be able to do in this run, where I'll have ammo. I'll use ammo in one of my slots just so that it'll take up space, and therefore I'll like use the ammo before I pick up a item that I use a ton of. I know I'm not explaining this well because I'm paying attention to this. In other words, I'll discard the handgun ammo that's like closest to the first slot, inventory slot. That way I can put a key or something there and get to it more easily. You get what I'm saying? Like before I pick up that item, I'll use that. I would make that inventory space for the with the hand. You get what I'm saying?
With discarding the handgun, because the handgun doesn't play a huge role in Claire's run. I believe it does play a lot in Leon's B run.
With the handgun ammo is what I mean. Like the ammo that I'm using, I'll clear that up just so I can use that space for an actual item that I'll be using a ton.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like disregard the ammunition you have, because like I said, Claire B. I've actually watched a lot of hardcore, and Claire B doesn't use as much handgun as Leon B does.
Yeah.
That's why you can disregard additional ammo that is not in the magazine. You can just reload, and then the additional ammunition is a separate item from the pistol, and it takes a slot. That way you can just disregard it, what OCM said, and pick up the important stuff like grenades, etc. to do specific skips for Burton fights, for example. Like Burton 3 has, you have to hit that guy 3 times, I think. I don't know. OCM can go into the detail. But now he's currently in the sewers. He moved to the sewers. And yeah. In this
we
part,
forgot to mention DA on here.
DA.
The difficulty adjustment. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, since Resident Evil 7, there's a hide and place difficulty setting, and that means just the more stuff you pick up and the more advanced you get as a player, like when it comes to equipment, the harder the game gets. So it's actually beneficial that you don't pick up too much stuff, too much additional stuff, and make the game harder than it is.
So that's why you see me picking up the bare minimum ammo and stuff like that, and it's I'm admit it's pretty low right now.
Yeah.
But
Also,
go ahead.
Yeah, I have to correct myself. Like Plywood said, that was actually a feature with Resident Evil 4. Now that I remember. Go ahead, OCM.
Oh, well, this dodge coming up is going to be a pain in my rear.
Yeah,
for sure.
This is
probably the hardest one.
Yeah, sewers is probably one of the harder areas for Claire. When we early talked with Leon. Oh yeah, you got grabbed like a champ.
Yeah, I did, because I'm a noob at that. You know, I don't do that. I don't do that dodge. I don't know how to pull it off. I haven't practiced. I only pulled it off one time. It's impressive. So what's going on there is, if you say, why don't you shoot the guy further up on top of the stairs, you know, that way you can, that guy at the other side of the stairs wouldn't move. But the thing is once you shoot the gun, he starts to move. So what I have, but also he starts to move when you get close enough. So what I'm trying to do is stay to the left and shoot the big one in the reflector vest in the head and stagger him and just get by with just fingertips. But man, it's rough. It really is.
It also doesn't help that the game reads your inputs in some shape or form, like any other game. Like any other game, you know.
Oh, it really reads them on here.
Yeah. In this part, you can see like Claire having a lot of dogs when you watch Spider's perspective, Like OCM said, Claire gets all the enemies. Dogs, lickers,
I mean, Leon
Mr.
does
X.
too, but I don't know what it is. She just really, like, they pile the zombies and like, the dogs, lickers, they pile them all in there. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
I feel like Spider should run hardcore.
You
He's
think?
never aiming for the head. Because on a standard difficulty, it's just one shot to the head and they already stagger.
Yeah. So
And you
what's
can
going
get away with it.
also
On
is
hardcore, you shoot the legs. Go ahead.
yeah, also with this gun, it has a hell of a penetration with the Colt, Colt SSA. So like
Yep.
that might be why he's shooting the leg, because it does more damage and the penetration and stuff. So like it's almost just, if you don't get the first shot, you'll get the second one. So it's almost just as useful as like a headshot. But I still go for the headshots rather than leg. Oh, we might get grabbed here actually. Oh, no.
This is one of the areas that is just a pain in the butt to get through and get through it again, especially on B scenario, because this zombie exists that OCM just shot. That makes the area just a little bit more different than the normal playthroughs. A playthroughs are significantly easier than the B scenarios. Like B scenarios, you get things thrown at you pretty quickly, and you notice that with Mr. X, we didn't unfortunately get to see him, but if you on headset and were listening to OCM streams or Spiders, you did hear him in the background. Once they pulled the valve and went into the office and back outside, then that's where where he just waits for you to come around the corner. But the way the speedrunners are doing it is they just go backwards to grab the diamond key and go grab the horse statue, I think it is. I don't really know.
Right now I'm trying to figure out how I have extra inventory, or my inventory is full. I have something extra.
Yeah, I think you did get grabbed. Yeah, because you have the spade key, you should get rid of it
That's
next
right,
time
because
you.
yeah, that's the one key I told you it was going to be a problem later. There it
Yeah,
is.
I
to
know.
discard my health.
I know.
Wow. Oh, he's
Like,
going to be a problem. Okay.
yeah. Alright. Spider is in the sewer section as well.
Come on.
Currently
Okay.
at the box, getting rid of the spade key. He actually had the same problem, but he actually did get rid of it, unlike OCM. OCM is used to not having the key. No, you just used to not having the key, so you didn't actually pay attention to it. And on top of it, you're doing a little bit commentary, you know? Not fully concentrated.
Yeah, I think I would have took the Leon route.
And he probably doesn't know it, maybe. I don't really know how much he knows about that area.
All right, so we're done with the swords pretty much. Coming up to the G2 fight. And with this fight, this is what I was talking about. It's kind of on a, what would you call it, auto-scroller timer kind of thing, where we can finish G fast, but we still have to wait on the platform material container that we have to call in to knock Birkin off. So that's why I say we can only go so fast with it. But so like whether you use a knife or flamethrower, it's still the same as, you know, Leon, kind of, somewhat. I don't know where I was going with that. Honestly,
Don't worry about it.
Long story short is that this is, you know, you can only do this so fast. So recently, I did not discover this. Someone else discovered it. I think I need a heal on it. Yeah, I do, just in case. That you can actually skip these hands here with a grenade, and you can actually skip it immediately. And I'm going to try to pull it off. And what you do is you throw the grenade before the hand comes in front of the door, and it should pull the grenade out, Claire. It should work. Oh, I don't think we got it. No, we did get it. Nice. Okay, so coming up, I'm going to go ahead and do with Claire. It's a lot harder than it is with Leon. So
With Leon, you have the flamethrower.
yeah. So on here, she has to actually do some damage before we even land. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit him with 2 spark shots here, and then I'm going to wait for him to go into another attack. And the reason I do that is because if I go ahead and run off after the second spark attack, he'll chase after me, and I don't want him to do that because I want enough time to be able to drop down, haul the material container out of the way, throw it, and collect these 2 items over here. So we're going to call this away. We're going to grab the flashbang. I'm going to grab this knife because I'm going to need it for the fight, and I'm going to go ahead and toss a grenade to do a little bit more damage, enough damage to where I can hit him with a spark shot here and bring him to his knees. That's another thing with this fight is once you do enough, it's almost like a roulette wheel. I don't know how to explain it, where if you do so much damage and you exceed the damage of him dropping to his knees, it kind of resets the damage counter.
I don't know. I haven't seen anyone play with the SRT.
So what I'm saying is that if I didn't throw that grenade just now, even though he has enough damage to knock him off the platform, honestly, I done enough damage to where he should fall to his knees. With 2 spark shots, you make him fall to his knees. But the thing is that for some reason, like, or it's not enough damage. 1 spark shot, I don't know. Either way, once he takes enough damage, like, it skips him going to his knees. So, like, if I didn't throw that grenade right there, when I did the 3rd spark shot, he would not have went to his knees, is what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? It's hard to explain.
Yep. Like I said, I haven't seen anyone play around with Birkin 2 for Claire 2 or Leon B with the SRT, and SRT is a community-made mod where you can see all the enemies' health bar. That way people optimize the hell out of the game with zombie damage and things like that.
Yeah, and you're right. Like, he has a certain amount of damage, but during all those amounts of damage, think of it as like phases in the fight. And instead of phases, it's just him dropping to his knees. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
So once you do an amount of damage, so what I'm saying is when he was on top of the platform, I did too much damage and skipped the first phase of him going to his knees. So that's why I had to throw the grenade and make him go to his knees. You see what I'm saying now? So I can meet the next amount of damage to drop him down. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Obviously, yeah. He has a specific amount of health. Let's say 100,000. He has 100,000, and every 25,000 he goes to his knees. And because specific orders from the game and specific phases and what he has to do, OCM is just skipping the first phase where he goes to the knees because he's scripted to run, and that is above the other programming thing, and it's just he has to force him go to the second stage pretty fast.
It's pretty technical.
Make him go. Yeah.
Right here, you can actually use shots to distract zombies or to get them to move into a position towards you.
Spider died. I
God.
don't know where. Yeah.
Alright, but I take a shot right there going into the cafeteria because coming up later on, hopefully use it for a dodge to avoid a zombie.
Oh yeah, he died over at the spark shot with the zombies and the 3 giant monsters. I forgot what their name is.
G-adults.
G-adults. Thanks. I'm never good with names with these
that
zombies.
Spot with getting the spark shot is nasty with the 2 zombies. They added an extra zombie just for you. But yeah, we distracted this zombie at the front door. Oh, never mind. We didn't get it this time. Usually you can run direct. So I took that shot going into the cafeteria so he would be at the front of the door. Normally he'll just be at the other door waiting for you to come out before grabbing the
and just instantly grabbing.
Yeah, he can. So like taking that shot put him in front of the door, but I didn't get the dodge, which is just run directly behind him and then at the last second take a turn to the left or right, and he should miss. But sadly he got me. But that's a little advanced. techniques on here. So using distraction shots for zombies can work, and sometimes they don't work. It's just randoms, depending on the RNG, with where they're even at in the room already, and you know, the time and place that you take the shot. I think it's more noise dependent than it is where you shoot, where the bullet hits. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we're at the nest now. There's not really much to talk about here.
Yeah, it's pretty much from going again from A to B. In this part, you have to upgrade your wristband, and there's a dude in the glass in that one room, and he's apparently too high up that you can not jump and grab it, and you have to enter specific codes to open rooms, and then you have to get a glass with an empty glass of any shape or form. I don't know what it's
Yeah,
called.
so the objective here is to get this valve, or whatever this thing is, vial. Do you get this vial and go do a mixture dealio to kill all these ivy, all the plants, the test plants inside this area here, because like you was saying,
At the same time, yeah, at the same time you want to get that dude off the glass, and that helps.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, is kill the plant sir, release him, and we can get the upgrade for the wristband. Other than that, there ain't nothing. We just got to dodge some lickers, and we'll just use a flashbang for it, just make it easy. But yeah, we just set this up, we get the mixture, and then after we get this mixture, it's still not over. We got to freeze it over. So we got to go downstairs, turn the power on, freeze over this vial, and then finally we'll have it to where we can actually use it to kill the plant.
Yeah,
nice.
It's pretty much a lot of basement. That was a nice quick shot. And yeah, the plants have bulbs or living things coming out of them as a round ball of some sorts, and if you shoot those balls, you can stun them pretty much for 3 seconds, approximately 3 seconds, like 2 seconds maybe. And if you think that's too much, the reason behind it, they are one shot. If you get grabbed and you do not have secondary weaponry, such as knives, grenades, or flashbang, you will get eaten. It doesn't matter if you're full health or in danger, they will just eat you alive.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Dr. Lee.
Yeah, Spider seems to have trouble with Birkin too. It is an extremely difficult fight. Like, even on my first playthrough, Birkin 2 was probably the hardest boss in that game for me on my first playthrough, because I didn't have any problems with Birkin 3. I did that one, like, first try. With Birkin 2, however, I struggled for an hour, I think, on my first playthrough, which is completely different.
We've got the vial now, and we're gonna go ahead and kill the plants, I think. But like, back to what you were saying, the one hit thing, like if you're running bare minimum equipment, oh boy, and then coming to here and having to hit these shots on these ivies,
if you miss it, you're done.
Yeah,
especially on hardcore, which sets you like, it is basically game over, game over. You do not have a checkpoint, you have to completely restart the game.
But yeah, they're kind of hard to hit the shots on the ivies for some reason. Well, the reason being is that they just wiggle all over the place when they come towards you, and like, I swear sometimes I be hitting them and it just tells me that I don't, because I don't know, it's just a very precise, like this right here.
It is scary.
That should not have
even
even
perspective. Oh my god, dude.
Okay, I only
that
got
was even
one.
scarier. Yeah, you always wanna have like backup maybe. Not in a speed run,
Yeah,
because in a speed run you're not supposed to get
I
grabbed
mean,
at all.
even if you're at a good time, you could probably, if you're ahead by a few seconds, you might want to pick up an extra knife if like it's on the way by, just
Yep.
because of those ivies. It's pretty bad, but
Exactly.
yeah, you want to try to go bare minimum if you want to go for good times. But like, even this game can be fun with picking up a lot of extra items, like speed running. Like I said, it just feels like a very casual speed run, even going for top times, just because like, yeah, there's a lot of RNG, but at the same time, once you get used to that RNG and your run dies over and over, you're just like, oh well, that's just Resident Evil. At least that's
Yep.
my take on it.
Alright, Solid is carrying out Sherry to the train thing. What was that thing called? It's not like I
What
don't
is it?
know. Where he's carrying Sherry to the train station or whatever it's called.
Oh, the I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Something cart, train
Yeah.
cart, I think. So we're coming up on
Upcoming
G3 fight.
for-
Do you know
yeah.
anything about this?
G3 fight, I do know that you're supposed to deal so much damage that he doesn't grab the panel. You want to finish
Okay,
him off
I got
before
this.
panel.
I'll take care
And
of
the
the
way,
commentary.
yeah, you can completely take over the commentary because
God.
you
The antiviral
have to
agent.
shoot the eyeballs
Yeah.
and
So right
make
here,
him
you
go
want
to
to
his knee.
go ahead and take out the first 3 eyeballs to get him into his to go ahead and get him going into his second form. But we're going to deal a certain amount of damage to where towards the end of the fight he will not go into his third phase of or he will not finish going into his third phase and grabbing the panel off the wall. So right here, after I take these 3 shots, I try to put myself up in the corner as close as possible so that he'll do a jump at me. And I'm going to go ahead and take out the next 3 eyes. And I have to walk in a certain position to where I do not get stuck here. I just about butchered it. There you go. Take out the 3 eyes. And then right here, I'm going to do 15 slashes to do enough damage to go ahead and kill him. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But it's not over yet. One more spark shot. Come on, finish it. Oh gosh, we ran into a hiccup. Oh gosh. Can I finish him? No! Oh my gosh. I have that problem here lately. I don't know why he gets up so early. Anyway.
Yeah,
That
that's
sucks.
common.
We didn't want him to slam in that panel. At least I got to show it off, like what we didn't want him to do. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Also,
Yeah,
it's the same dealio with Hurricane 3. You saw him once he got into his knees the second time and OCM started slashing him. He went behind him just to slash 3 specific body parts. That is like the left arm, the right arm, and the back. That way you're dealing 3
So,
like the damage of 3.
Yeah, so normally they would want you to go for the eyes. That's the whole point of him bending backwards and exposing the, his weak point, because that is his weak point. And normally you would, as a gamer, you would just be like, oh, well, okay, let's hit those eyes. But
Yep.
for RE2 being RE2 with its FPS tied with the knife damage, obviously you get a lot of damage with the knife, and at the same time, being able to hit him 3 times with the knife all at once, yeah, that's going to do a lot more damage than just hitting the eyes in the front. So
Like the PC strategy differs a lot from the strategy that OCM use, because in PC you only use the knife and you pretty much slash every time he is on his knees to get the full benefit of 120 FPS and knife. And people underestimate, like, not a lot of people, because the community is so big for Resident Evil, and the community, like the speedrun community, at least for modding wise, they get a lot of tools that other games don't get as much. Like only popular games get it. In a recent event like Security Garden, mod with the cheat engine. It's not really a mod, but you can just make the game only be colorized into 4 colors, and you just see which walls are solid and where's a hole that you can jump off and get out of bounds. And
I zoned
speedrunners have
out.
a lot of
Really glad I met you too,
You-
Sharon.
what?
I zoned out. Which
Save your
what
things
were you,
until I get
you
you out
just
of this
talking about?
place.
Just
Yeah,
speedrunning?
I'm talking about Sekiro. How
Oh, okay.
speedrunners have like a lot more tools now to figure out the different strats. For Resident Evil, it is the SRT monitor. I believe it's called like that, and you see like all zombies' health and Birkin's health. That way, people just optimized it a lot, so you actually have it as a fact that a flamethrower, for example, deals a lot of damage. The spark shot doesn't deal damage, but you still have to use it, and
Yeah.
etc. etc.
So what happened at the end of G3 was that he got up early. I did too much damage already to the point, so I should probably dial it down to 14 slashes from here on out. I thought I did 15, but I think I'll only do 14. So that extra slash made him get off his knees early, and I did too much time doing the slashes, so I didn't have enough time to charge the spark shot all the way to where it would hit the final blow. Like when it blows up, the spark shot, it does a good amount of damage, and that's the damage that we didn't get. It should have blew up, and then I throw one grenade, and he should have been done. But I didn't get it. I didn't charge it all the way, sadly. Right now, I'm just manipulating these guys so I don't get grabbed. And this is running on a timer, waiting for Sherry to unlock the door. It should be unlocked about 8:47. If I got here good time, yeah. All right. And I'm out of ammo going towards this, so I'm gonna have to dodge this zombie. He does, from what I remember, 2 lunges. 1 or not.
Yeah, there's also
Okay.
a difference between standard difficulty and hardcore. In hardcore, every zombie charges you twice, and in normal, they usually charge you once.
Yeah, but once you get to this
I think
part,
there's
yeah, the
there
DA
are
gets high
zombies.
enough. Like at this point, my DA is pretty close to, getting to the point to where they'll start lunging twice at you.
Yeah.
And
that's
honestly,
different.
I honestly think that some of these zombies are just programmed to do it that way.
It could be like that. Yeah, it could be like that. I mean, you have to really go into the details and look up the game files.
So do you know about this fight? So this fight, I'll go
This
ahead
fight
and
is
say it.
just shooting his head.
Yeah, so this fight, no. This fight is all about how much damage.
How
I'm
much
saying-
damage?
I'm not saying damn, I'm saying damage. I'm trying to talk. How much eyes that you can eliminate. So it's all about destroying the eyes in this one. Nothing to do with like, oh no. Oh, bad start already. So you want to destroy as many eyes as you can to get him to his final phase. That's about it. That's really all there is to it. And I'm already off to a bad start. But we'll make up for it. Oh wow, real bad start. Come on. You'll see how this damage is the whole time.
Yeah, at least you got the grenade part. Like,
Yeah.
you want him not go up and jump down. It's just waste of time. The grenades you can force him to, and you go down and still shoot him and slice him with a knife.
Should be able to take him down right now. There we go. So yeah, so this fight's a little weird. I mean, I guess he has a health bar, but the only way you can damage him is with the eyes. And once you do enough damage, he'll drop like this to his belly. And then you just have to do a little more damage through the eyes.
This is also why this is more pain than Leon second, because in Leon second you actually fight Mr. X, and Mr. X it has a really cheesy way to loop him, and you just knife him to a point where you just wait for the timer, so you actually don't have to do anything. You just slice him a couple of times, and then you just wait for the timer to run out to get the rocket launcher and just shoot him.
Yeah. We actually might die here if I get too close.
Yeah,
so what I'm gonna
is
do
another risky strat.
yeah, this is another one of those waiting timer kind of things. Like you can put all this ammo into them, but it ain't doing anything. You have to wait till the eye comes out right here. And even with the eye right here, you're still not doing anything really. You gotta wait for it right now. Right now is when you have to wait for it, and then you can actually damage him. Surprisingly enough, you can only knife. You could just knife him like 3 times and take him down. 5311. Hey.
Oh, that's actually not that bad.
Oh man, that
It's
is
still up there.
a lot
GG.
harder than it looks. Thanks. So where are we at with Spider?
If you exactly what you said, it's a lot harder than it looks, and Spider is still going for Burton 3 right now. He actually grabbed the wristband upgrade to the purple, to the 4th though,
Yeah.
and he is going for Burton 3. So he's
All
close to the
right. I got
end
him
as
popped
well.
up now.
Yeah.
A little bit of commentary.
Do
Look at
you
that good
have
old...
like additional information for new
Uh,
speedrunners, for example?
For new
It's set up.
speedrunners, like if you're getting into this as a new speedrunner, don't be afraid to pick up items. Like don't be trying to do what I just did, and
Yep.
try to beat your own times rather than looking at world record times. Luckily, when I started running this game, the boards, obviously I got the game and started running it as soon as possible when it came out, maybe about 2 weeks later. So the boards wasn't as competitive or optimized, and we kind of all optimized it together through console and PC. And, you know, it's still got a ways to go, I believe, honestly. I still think there's things that, you know, I know there's things I'm lazy with and I don't test out. But like just do your own thing and like keep improving your own time. And then when you feel like you're getting closer to, you know, I feel like once you get under an hour, you know, do that work yourself. And then once you get under an hour, then start looking at runs. But I mean, even then it wouldn't hurt. Like even if you just want to watch the world record or even runs that ain't world record, just like top 10s or any runs, anybody you can watch live streams and you'll learn something starting off like running this game.
Watching other players definitely helps, especially if you're going for the world record, because there are additional information that speedrunners just don't say during the speedrun. You know, it's sometimes little details that are not being said, and I agree with what OCM said. You should always do a run first to your liking and to your difficulty, and then just slowly improve on your personal time.
Now I am not sure what strat Spider has. If like I'm not sure if he watches mine at all. I don't think he does. Like I think everything you've seen, I think Spider's come up with it on his own. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, it could be. You guys live in different time zones. I'm pretty sure whenever he streams, he doesn't stream. Whenever you stream, he doesn't stream.
So it's going to be
like
interesting seeing what he does in this fight. And I'll try to explain what he's into. There might be something I'll be like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I'm actually at that point, like, what is he doing?
Yeah, what is he doing? He might not have a how do you start off at first? Okay, so he's trying to get the eyes with the... Okay, he's trying to do the spark shot method, where he's going to destroy all the eyes.
There's actually a question I have. Is there like infinite ammo spawn in this area?
Oh no. So like, if you run out of ammo, you're done.
Like, if you run out of all ammo that you have on you, like weapon-wise, you don't get additional ammo.
No. You can't finish it. The only, you could try the knife, but the durability probably won't last, especially on hardcore. Oh, hardcore would be the worst because when you pick up things, it doesn't give you as much ammo. Maybe 2. I'm not sure about this area though. So like,
Sometimes it just gives you like 2 bullets, and on
Yeah.
normal you get like 7 handgun bullets, and on hardcore sometimes you get 1 bullet, and you just ask yourself why
yeah. So
at
like,
that point.
I mean, it's not random. It's set values, but it's just like very low on hardcore. So like, you might want to come into this fight with a little bit of extra ammo on hardcore. But I don't know. I don't run hardcore. I just run standard now. But it looks like
I actually started running this game on hardcore until I ran into some difficulties with my setup. That's the way I stopped.
so. Spider just got hit, even though he shot him with the acid round. And the acid round is supposed to stun lock him or whatever when he gets hit with it. So that's
Yeah,
kind of
acid gives you the option that the enemy will get stunned no matter what happens.
So it looks like he's going to try to burn him out. That's probably his best bet, honestly, now that, you know, he's got the grenade launcher and there's nothing else he can do other than to heal himself up and try to burn him out. Okay, he's on his last knee pretty much. So he should be dead after he throws his panel. Hopefully he doesn't tear his knife. Oh, he's throwing a flashbang that way. Ooh, okay. Okay, I thought he was going to throw the flashbang so he could get up close and knife him.
Oh
So it's going to take a little bit longer
actually
now.
died. Yeah,
Oh, did he die? Oh, man.
yep, he died.
Oh, okay, I must be late on my end.
He
I see.
got a lot. Yeah,
Hmm, that's not
he
good.
got swung by. Yeah,
But the
that's
fight
never
is
a good.
definitely a lot harder than it looks, for sure.
Yeah, like
Like, it took,
OCM is extremely experienced,
it took
and
hours of practice to even get to that point. To the
yep.
point of where I'm like, oh man, do I even want to keep doing this? But
Yeah, OCM is in a state where if he gets not the panel skip, it's a reset.
yeah,
That's
that's
how
where the
far
run's
he
at
is.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Standard. I think hardcore is pretty optimizable for now. It hasn't
Yeah,
gotten
hardcore is
too
still
far.
optimized. Yeah, even though like Resident Evil started with a really high timer as well. It wasn't sub hours for any of the categories, but it took a while, like 2 weeks maybe,
Yeah.
that
Let's
the
see if
game
we
said
can
sub.
approach this time. Yeah, my feed might be a little behind. Yeah, so he is trying to.
He's
looks like
trying
gonna
to
go for the
stun
eyes, right?
and go for the ice. That's how much I analyzed from it. But even on normal, if you just rush the game, you will not get a lot of stuff. Especially with Claire, I don't know why it is like that, but spark shot shots are not there. It's not like there are. You cannot get above 20 spark shots, I believe. There's a set amount of spark shots and it's not RNG position. Like none of the items are actually RNG. In this game everything is placed, but they make sure that the spark shot doesn't have that much. And I don't know why,
Yeah.
because the
It's pretty.
flamethrower is more powerful and
Yeah.
it has a lot of fuel here
mean,
and there.
That is weird, right? But I mean, I guess supposedly they made this game with speedrun intention, like in mind while developing it. I find it hard to believe unless you speedrun in under just for 3 hours. But like, maybe that could be one of the reasons. Like, it can be an OP powered, or it can be pretty OP once you figure out what to do with it. And from what I can tell, what Spider's doing is like pretty much free ball, honestly. Like, I don't think he has a strategy going into this fight. Like I said, that's fine. Like, he has so like this isn't really his category.
He actually got done with it, so that's nice.
Oh, okay, nice.
And he
GG.
got his knife back.
Very nice. So I'll let you take over the commentary because mine's a little behind.
There's not much to talk about. We went over the things you went. We're just going for Sherry to give her the vaccine so she doesn't turn and gets immune to the G virus. G-Virus or T-Virus? G-Virus, I think. I always confuse those viruses, so excuse me. I'm not a Resident Evil lore expert. But if you ask me anything about MGS, I will answer that question. Yeah, it's pretty much from A to B, like we said multiple times during the commentary. There's not a lot going on, unlike in MGS. In MGS, in every room, there are specific soldiers and how they behave. You can commentate that way easier than randomly acting zombies that read your player inputs the way you move, and you're just trying to get by. There are specific rooms where you have to actually pay attention how you move. That way you can manipulate the zombies' behavior. But in the end, the game sometimes things like RNG for the win, and you will not get the best outcome or the best outcome you want.
All right, so he's heading into the elevator, right?
Yeah, he's in the elevator right now.
All right, that fixed the dealio, thanks to
Yeah.
Python. I didn't think to just watch the feed directly rather than through
Yeah.
the speaker.
You should have watched. I'm watching the streams. You guys should watch the MUSR channel for the full experience.
Yeah.
Get to
Even
see
right,
the both.
even right now,
streams.
105 isn't that terrible of a time, to be honest.
Yeah,
considering
because
what-
like in the beginning it was like 115 or something like that, 110. So even this time is good. Like I know runners that cannot get this time, and yeah. Like OCM said, don't be afraid to pick up stuff, and Spider is picking a lot of health items, etc. Like,
yeah. In fact,
Just-
picking stuff up will probably save your time if you're not, that
Yeah.
comfortable with it. Yeah.
yep, it will save
in some areas.
time, not dying. But at the same time, you always want to keep glare and caution mode. It's up to you to decide, because on hardcore, her life can be so low that it can be a one-shot from caution to 0. Because the way health bars work in this game is 400 between the separate phase, the phase that your character has. So what
Yeah.
that means is your character has 1200 life health bar, and every 400 steps it changes to a different phase. So if you just lose 450 and land at 750, you will be in danger. And between 400 and 800, you're in danger. So in hardcore, if you have like 401, which is still in danger, not in danger, in caution, and you get the benefit of player running faster. But if you get grabbed by a zombie and he accidentally 450s you, you're donezo, you're dead. And you don't know that, because unless you go into the menu and check how much health you have, you will not know that know how much health you have. So that's how it works. And on normal you take less damage obviously, and on hardcore you take more damage. So that's something.
Oh boy,
You should
he's using
think
flashbangs,
about.
but these things don't really see. So, oh, he's gonna have to use his knives now. I'm not sure what his plan is for G5, but if he's going for the knife strat, he definitely wants to have at least one.
Yeah, he's
the other.
probably most likely gonna minigun him down and
Yeah.
revolver. But he could also go close to him. He has the healing items to get close and knife him.
He's got tons of backup, that's for sure. Tons of.
Yep, he has
healing
2
items.
first aid sprays and 3 green herbs. Which
Yeah.
like the 3 green herbs give 400 per use.
I think the only
You could
way he could
combine it.
die on this fight is just running out of ammo.
Yep,
And it's
running out of ammo
possible.
and not being able to finish the fight. Even though there's a timeout, I'm pretty sure this boss fight has a specific damage to it. and a specific timer like Mr. X, because Mr. X is like 1 minute and 30 seconds or something like that. And
Yeah, I don't think this one has a timer though. This one's based on like how many eyes it can take. It's something like that. So
yeah,
he
Mr. X has the same thing too. You have to deal a certain amount of damage to Mr. X, but it's way easier than this Birkin 4 version, in my opinion, because you just loop Mr. X by standing close to him or left to him, like extremely close, and just slash him. And as you guys know, we already said it multiple times, knife is OP, and they knife Mr. X in this second scenario.
Nice, you knock them all.
I mean, the minigun is enough.
It is.
But the problem is he needs
hit the eyes, because that's the only way you can damage is destroying the eyes. If you're not gonna hit the eyes and you shoot too much, like he's down to 174 right now. He's shooting it back. He has to be careful.
65 for me. Yeah. He will sure run out of ammo.
Yeah, he has to be careful and make sure he hits all the eyes.
It's time to heal up.
Oof. He's gonna run out of ammo. Is he out of ammo? He's out of ammo. Right?
He's out of ammo.
Oh, boy.
And he is still somewhat aggressive and not sluggy. I don't know what the right term is, but if he's close to death, he will not stand on his leg. He will like crawl on the ground and try to get your way around. Oh yeah, he's actually at that point right now.
Okay, nice.
Where he is. Yeah, he actually looped him accidentally. He's running against the wall. I didn't know about this. And he did dump the Birkin 4. And last but not least, Birkin 5 for Claire at least. For Leon, it's still Birkin 4 because you fight Mr. X during that time somewhere else. Water recovery indeed. Still has like 2 ammo for what weapon. Because of the Claire outfit, I cannot really tell what ammo. He has the SAA in the hand, I think. Also with costumes like these, with the old school costume, you could be one of those guys that actually like this one, but it has one disadvantage, and that's it, that you cannot see what you have on you. If you have grenades and flashbangs, you will see it behind Leon's and Claire's back, if you have those specific things.
Yeah. Actually having trouble bringing the feed up.
Yeah, he got grabbed, unfortunately. If you move too close, this happens.
Oh,
He will eat you.
Yeah. Oh, really? No.
I mean, if it's Claire, I want to eat her too, you know? Alright, that was lame. But you get the idea. You move too close, you will get snagged away. Which is unfortunate.
My man Strafe.
I have my moments. And especially with commentary. This is the second time I actually do a commentary. And he is bringing out the rocket launcher to save the marathon from any more delays.
Oh gosh. Did he get eaten again? Or he's just, this is his second time?
Yeah, also the rocket launcher is the kryptonite for Mr. X. a little Easter egg. If Mr. Egg is haunting you and you have to pull away rocket launcher, I actually forgot what it's called. What's the what was that rocket launcher called? It has a specific name, but if you pull that out, just react, like just look at Mr. Egg, how he reacts. And it's just the best.
Like right. At all.
Huh?
As far as I know. As far as I know, he's not doing any damage to him. Like the only time you can damage him is when the eye comes out. Excuse me.
Yes. That is
So, like, this
completely
all just
correct.
for- I'm guessing he's aggravated.
Yeah, 111.19. I mean, it's not bad of a run, you know? It's still better than
Nice.
most people that
GGs.
don't run the game. Yeah, GG's to both of you.